Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dungeon Sphere. We are coming to you live from several different states across America, and my music is too loud, so I'm going to turn that down real quick. There we go. Can't even hear myself host. Woof! Well, everyone, I just wanted to give a special shout out to Melissa, who is in the top 10 finalists for the DM Challenge, which is something that Dungeons & Dragons is trying for the first time. It's basically like one of those shows where people get like voted out or chopped or whatever at the end of every week. But we have high hopes for Melissa, and I also was there to hear some of the ideas, and I'm very excited. Melissa, do you have a few words that you would like to say?
Well, there's nothing anyone can actually do in terms of voting and stuff because it's all judged. But moral support would be greatly appreciated.
Positive energy. If you believe in crystals, pull that shit out.
Yes. And I submitted my first answer to the prompt of create a unique Feywild adventure setting at 8 o'clock this morning. So now we get to wait. That's what I say to that.
Wait, when do we get to know the results?
Thursday at 2 p.m. They will be announcing the next prompt and who is eliminated. Hopefully not me, but we'll find out.
2 p.m. your time or 2 p.m. my time?
My time.
Oh, Central.
Yep.
We're hosted in Central.
Well,
Eastern Time's the only correct time. We all know that.
That's true.
You can leave.
America started in the East. All right, everybody.
Still colonized.
So Jacob is graciously, that's the word, volunteer. I was going to say gratefully, gracefully, all of the above. Volunteered to give us the recap of what happened 2 weeks ago. So, go ahead, Jacob.
All right. So, the very last moment we left off, Vrexel was about to be devoured by a bag of holding. So, record scratch, you might be wondering how Vrexel got to this moment.
As there's just this giant monstrous hand around his throat.
Oh, what's it? You might be wondering. We started the last session in one of the trauma doors, sometimes referred to as challenge rooms. And there was a spectator guarding a sort of like a room within a room. There was like a smaller cube inside this large cubic room that we were in. And it was asking us about sugar to bake a cake. And then it was asking us about its masters and a whole bunch of other things. Umbrin turned invisible, snuck up to the door of the smaller cube within the cube, while Canary just sort of did Canary things and was amazing and wonderful. And let's bake a cake together. Eventually, it was determined that we could slip some of our hallucinogenic spores into this cake and make this spectator think that we were its masters, telling it to let these kind folks into the room that it was guarding. They're our friends, they're your friends, treat them nicely. So we went in. There was an amulet inside this room that, when touched, gave us a couple of psychic blasts, but eventually...
No, gave me a couple of psychic blasts.
One person.
And then we were able to move on. At one point, after we got back out, we noticed a large, like, black leather-winged creature with, like, rat-like face, a gloamwing, flying through the sky, which was not encouraging. And then we traveled through a forest with some laughing dolls, which was also not encouraging. There were some tents that we poked around in. Vrexel made the very poor choice of going in by himself and poking at something, which triggered an encounter. The party finished them off without a whole lot of issue. They did not body swap with us, like Freaky Friday style. And then Vrexel, in his effort to give every single person in the party a ring and propose to all of them, offered Umbrin the ring that was in the tent, and Umbrin refused. So
Very
Vrexel's
trash ring, might I add. Like,
Pretzel-
Kanari got something beautiful and heartfelt, and Umbran's like, here's this piece of garbage. Like,
So Vrexel's heart is broken, but the party continued up the path, eventually coming across a small sort of hut or house by the river, in which lived a flesh golem who has been recovering from a previous encounter with one of the other teams. The group healed it, chatted with it, got some information about the area, some nearby
Excuse
temples.
me, him, not it.
I'm sorry.
Dave is offended.
That's right, Dave.
God, you
Dave
named
should have
him
picked a better
Dave.
name.
And learned a little bit about where some of the upcoming temples are. Learned a little bit about the big tower that sort of sits at the center of this level. And when the team eventually made its way back up the river, they found what they assumed to be one of the bodies of another team member laying next to a handy haversack near the river next to a tree. And Vrexel, continuing his trend of poking at things, decided to see what was inside and promptly record unscratched. And that's where we pick up. The
Beautiful.
I even told myself in my head, I'm like, don't forget your thing's up. I was just yelling, everyone roll initiative now!
Oh god.
Oh god.
There are these. No, I don't want to use these dice. These dice. are
Who
mean
has
to me.
your-
Initiative!
who
Panic!
has your thing?
I think I said I gave it to Moxie during last session.
Panic!
Let it be known, I will not be in the Twitch chat right now because my computer is barely running. I can't get Twitch open.
Oh, no.
So, if any fun things happen in the chat, I
Oh,
won't be
Jesus.
there.
Oh wow.
All right. So, who got above a 20? Ooh, is that peace science
That's a
or
crit
22?
for a 24,
24.
which is bad because I don't remember how to play this game.
It's okay. It's just
Oh
like
wait,
riding a bike.
do we have a battle map?
Yes, we
Yes.
do.
Does that go up somewhere?
Discord handouts. That channel. Critical initiative. Luckily, you have plenty of time to get ready because I have to ask for everyone between 15 and 20.
17.
17?
Kanari rolled well for once.
Not bad, not bad. And now, do we have any between 10 and 14?
11 for Vrexel.
Well,
Also an 11.
Who wants to go first?
I assume Vrexel's not going first.
Rexel's getting eaten. It's fine.
All right, Moxie is a quick one. That's very true. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's everyone. All right. Did you learn everything about D&D and how to play it in the time that it took for us to get everyone? Yuri.
Certainly have not found the battle map.
Oh no, it's in cast underneath the dungeon sphere one.
Yeah, where?
In
Handouts.
Handouts.
Yes. Where there's the particular image of a bagman crawling onto an elf's bed. And I can post it in the Zoom chat too if you want me to.
Oh, I wonder why I muted handouts.
Because you were sick of all the scary things that I was throwing at you and the pictures of them.
I don't know. Sometimes you guys are trying to text people in the middle of the night like, I'm busy, guys.
All right. Did you get it?
No, still waiting for my thing to load.
Uh-oh. Well, so luckily for me, the first round's a surprise round. So
Oof.
Oh, that's
I'm just
true.
gonna I'm just gonna do what I need to do. All right, Vrexel, this hand is wrapped around you, and it is going to actually make a grapple attack. So I need you to roll an athletics or an acrobatics against the Bagman's athletics.
Oh boy. Let's go acrobatics. Hey. 15?
22.
Well, okay.
You start getting pulled into the bag.
No.
No.
Oh boy.
Don't like it.
And then everyone goes through the order. Is everyone okay with their positions on the battle map? I should ask that.
No.
Pretzel, you don't get a choice. Oh yeah, here's the bag.
Axel is
The literal bag.
Oh.
Why is he big?
Oh, I remember why I muted the. Yeah, I remember.
Did you get it? Oh yeah, you said it was loading.
No, I didn't get it, but I remember why I muted the chat because you were sending spells every like 6 seconds and it was driving me crazy at 2 a.m.
Jeez, Dad.
I was like,
I
I'm
was handing things out.
like a lot of things.
I operate best during the throes of the night.
What's using all my RAM?
Also, how do you
Where?
like my river map? Doesn't it look nice?
Lovely.
Added little waves.
It's cute.
Thank you.
Background process. Can I close all
So,
background
Umbrin,
process?
I'm gonna tell you exactly where you are.
Yes.
You
Paint
are
me a word picture, Dev.
30 feet away from the bag where the Bagman is, and it is pulling Drexel inside. So the Bagman, I'm gonna say, has 3/4 cover because only a part of his arm is out of it. And then there is also a dead body on the map right next to the bag, who has been torn open from the inside.
Okay, but I can see the Bagman.
Yes.
Fuck it. Let's do it. Who thinks we can puppet a Bagman?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Who knows? Why not? I'm going to attempt to throw my puppet strings at the Bagman, and he needs to make me a saving throw, which I'm sure you remember, because I don't.
It should be on your character sheet though.
I don't remember. I can't get D&D Beyond open.
Oh no. Is it
Oh,
your
I think-
internet or is it your computer?
I think it's my
Entirely
computer.
too much problems.
Come
That's
on,
okay, that's okay.
Dungeon Master, you should know what all my stuff is.
Mhm.
I
What?
literally did not write it down on my character sheet.
Charisma.
Yeah. How charismatic is this Bagman? Scale of 1 to 10.
What's the spell save DC?
My spell save DC is 16.
I rolled an 18.
Oh.
Well, I
It has
hate
a
you.
-2, so it meet it, which means it beat it. Unfortunately.
Useless. All right,
I just rolled really well in that one moment. Otherwise,
do the next best thing. I'm gonna run up my 30 feet to Rexel, and I'm gonna free action grab his ankles.
all right. I will say that will maybe be able to help out a little bit.
I don't weigh anything, and I have a negative strength mod, so
Maybe
Here to
not a
help.
little bit. And that means that Kanari is up next.
Yeah. I'm not used to going this early. This is fun. I
I
Right.
don't have to heal anyone yet.
I might have to in a minute. Okay, how far away am I for the? Oh my god, I'm so far away. This will be fun. Yeah, that's the most efficient thing. I am going to run up 30 feet, which I think puts me about there. I'm just gonna double check that. Oh, I can go further.
Yeah.
Ah. Great. Spirit Guardians, 3rd level. So
Alright.
I need it. Well, it'll make a Wisdom saving throw on its turns. All allies I'll designate as not affected by this. Bagman is gonna deal with it. And then I should be. Where is Umbrin? Kind of like.
Oh yeah, I
right?
forgot to move Umbrin.
Is he
Oh,
kind
right
of
there,
like?
probably.
Okay, can I also grab on?
Yeah, maybe if we have enough people, it could do something.
we don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I've rolled 2 garbage.
Soon, the muscle's gonna come in. But
And before the Bagman goes, oh no!
first things first.
Uh-oh.
Vrexel, Canary, and Umbrin all need to make me athletics checks.
Did you say this would be acrobatics, though?
Not on this one, because you are now doing a tug of war.
What if I did a cool backflip while I did it?
Maybe.
That's gonna be a 5.
That's a 3 from Umbrin, a 4 minus 1.
What do we need?
You just need to roll, and then we'll see how y'all do.
Come on,
Roll
Canary,
what?
you got a positive strength
Athletics.
modifier.
Athletics.
Internet. Hi, I'm
Yeah,
on
yep.
vacation in a log cabin, if you can't tell. So internet is great. Athletics?
Yes.
That is...
Who takes vacations?
Your
God
local
damn
public
it.
health workers.
Who does?
Athletics. 15.
Oh,
At least one of you digs in your heels to stop the Bagman from pulling Vrexel further in, because the Bagman rolled a 15.
Ooh.
So Kanar, your heels are digging into the ground as you're like, oh yeah, it has to make a
Yeah,
wisdom saving throw.
Canari's like snarling at it as it...
It'll fail, so it will definitely take damage.
And that is 3d8 radiant. So if this thing is bad against radiant, let's hope for something. Hey, would you look at that? 15 points of radiant damage.
oh, I thought we were on the other side of the river.
We
All
are.
right.
Dev just has the map upside down. It's fine.
Good to know.
You might have been on the left side, the other side of the river. I always was picturing it on this side.
Does not actually matter, I don't think.
No. And since the Bagman's prey is not easily being pulled in, the Bagman is instead going to step out of the bag, or crawl out. So you see this hand, this long gated arm stretched out beyond what it should look like, pulling himself out of this bag as he lets Vrexel go, grabs the edges, starts pulling himself out. He's gonna expend his whole movement speed doing that, so he's just gonna stay right there. And this is happening right in front of all of you as he begins to tower over you as a large-sized creature makes his way out of here. The creature seems almost emaciated, like with no fat. It's all sinewy muscles and dark features and ribs, glowing blue eyes through tousled hair, and it looks at all of you as it's hunched over, and it's going to attempt to take out the threats that be.
Why aren't we level 7 yet?
If we
So-
were level 8, I would have had a dog grab Rexel and it would have been fine.
At level 7, I can't be surprised anymore.
Ooh.
It's just a
Mhm.
thing that's not. It's not a thing that happens to me anymore.
All right. So first, it is going to make 2 claw attacks, one at Umbrin and one at Vrexel. So Umbrin, that one will be a 17 on the die, so that is 24 total.
Oh, I was like 17 doesn't hit. But yeah, 24 hits.
So that will be 8 slashing damage as it takes the second claw to claw at Vrexel for another 17 on the die.
Assuming that'll hit, because on the 18 is my AC, but
So it's a 24 total, yeah.
Yeah.
So that is 9 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then it is going to make a bite attack against one of y'all. Actually, it's going to go after Vrexel because it's marked you with its grip. And that is actually a 16 this time. So I believe that doesn't hit.
total of 16. Yeah, that doesn't hit.
All right. So it goes whoosh, whoosh, and then you see its mouth open up with these jagged, mis-angled teeth looking at you, slobber running down its mouth as he goes in to bite you.
What does this bring the total number of monsters who have tried to eat Rexel up to?
He's
I feel like
small.
it's a lot.
He's a small one, easy for consumption. All right. Now, since he is done, Barena's turn.
Yes.
You saw this
So
feat
it's
of
not
athleticism
holding
before
on.
you.
It's not holding on to Vrexel anymore.
No, it kind of gave up, and it's like, I'm just gonna kick all their asses before I drag
Perfect.
them into my bag. Like, why not?
Oh, let me get the hand instead of the measuring tool.
These
40 feet of movement puts me there.
These claws on this creature, by the way, seem to be coated in dried blood, not fresh blood. So whatever, if it did kill this creature, it probably wasn't recent, which you could tell that from the amount of like bugs and decomposers that are going all over it.
Cool.
Like it's just dropping out.
Movement. Rage. Because I'm a good barbarian. And then
Your tattoos light up, and your spirits come out.
everyone is out. Hi guys. Let's get this guy.
Hey, nice.
God, that's a terrible roll. Critical roll dice, you have failed me.
No.
Can I math? The answer is no. 16 to hit for the first one.
That's a hit.
It is a hit. Oh,
Yep.
then it didn't fail me. Good job, critical roll dice.
No, it's not wearing any armor. It seems to be almost completely in the nude, with a small loin cloth over its core.
Okay.
I don't like any of this.
I'm glad that's what my internet decided to come back to. It was just nude except for a small loincloth.
Or maybe he could be like partially out of the bag, where it's like just below his waist is still in the bag and the rest of him's out of it. We're gonna do that. That's the imagery that I want now.
Cool. Love it. So that's a 2 on the dice, plus 6 is 8, plus another 2 is 10 damage for the first hit. And second attack. Good job, critical roll dice. Bam! Don't you can tell what that is?
I don't think
It's
I
a
can.
critical roll. It's a critical
There's-
roll.
It's a critical
Nah,
hit.
I think your dice lied.
So that's a crit hit as I whack him. 5 plus 6 is 11, plus another 2 is 13, times 2 is 26 damage for the second hit.
Wow.
Yep. You're welcome. And if he tries to hit anyone that's not me, the disadvantage.
Yes, he does. And he's not the most intelligent of beings, so we'll see how that plays out. Moxie, this is now your turn.
Yeah. So I'm gonna run up to here. And that'll give me advantage, right?
No, actually, you would have to be in Vrexel's spot to get advantage.
No.
Can she go? Is that tree all the way to the ground, or can she stand in that tree corner?
Yeah, you could. You
corner to
could
me?
go to.
Can you
this
get
spot.
that far?
There. No.
Or
I
I mean
think
this
I-
spot.
Yeah, I can only move like one more square.
Ah.
Okay.
Who
Well,
needs
that's
advantage?
I do. All right. Well, we're gonna try to hit him. No.
Well, actually, you can use key points to give yourself advantage based on
Yeah,
Tasha's.
I
If
don't
you
have
wanted to.
a ton of key points left, so
It's too busy making me be not stunned.
yeah, I had to heal. So
Oh yeah, because we're still depleted from the last encounter, aren't we?
yeah. So an unarmed strike, that would be a 14.
Does not hit.
Okay, well I can attack again. So let's try
Yes.
with this dice. Nope, that's gonna be a 13.
And then
I'm
fisticuffs
here.
time.
As a bonus action,
Yes.
I will go ahead and actually no, I'm not gonna do that yet. Never mind. Don't worry. I'm done. I did
All right.
nothing. I'm here.
It just seems to be a little bit too gangly and an almost sort of like viscous quality to it. It can fit through very narrow spaces, as you can tell from it crawling out of this handy haversack's compartment. And so it's a lot more nimble than one would think. And now it is Vrexel's turn.
Okay, so based on what you just said, Vrexel's looking at the creature. It's still like halfway out of the bag.
Yeah.
Is it like an actual like liquid smoky creature, or is it like a physical thing that's just like very like?
Yeah, it's just a very physical thing that's like smushing.
How much space is there between it and the bag currently?
Oh, that's like wrapped right around its waist. It's like it's wearing it.
Rex is gonna cast Reduce on the bag.
All right. So.
Not on it, because that imposes a saving throw. It should just happen on the bag. And so
the
if
bag,
it's in the middle of the bag, I want it to...
The bag shrinks. And unfortunately, it just seems to squeeze him tight without any sort of negative.
Does it seem like he can still move?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, okay.
He.
All right.
It almost looks as though he's like sliding in and out of it, kind of like a snail in its shell.
All right. Well, it was worth a shot.
Yeah, it was worth a shot.
Alternative.
In that case,
Maybe you can't fit in it now if he tries to drag you in some more.
that's
Nobody will fit.
Unless you can concentrate on it.
Brexel will move just kind of around this way to let people kind of get more shots here. And I already cast a spell, so I can't do that. That's it for Vexel.
Alrighty-o. That means that we are back to the top of initiative with round 3, starting with Umbrin. Umbrin, if you go here, that is considered flanking. Oh, I don't know if you can see it yet.
I am back.
Right.
Yeah, move over one space.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. This guy looks like he takes psychic damage.
You wanna? No, you've never encountered such a thing.
Yeah,
You've
not
never
for
even
your
read
knowledge. I'm like
of
looking
such a
at him. Look like thoughts hurt his brain, maybe. I don't know. Let's just blow all our resources, because whatever else are we doing? Bonus action, Shadow Blade. I'm gonna try to hit him with my new dice. Roll
Your
good.
dark saber appears.
Well, new dice didn't roll good. Old ones did. Does a 25 hit this thing?
No.
It's a joke. I know it does. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. With my Green Flame Blade combo. And since that's advantage, it does get sneak attack. He is going to take 4 points of fire damage, 6 points of psychic damage. That's 10, plus 6 points of more psychic damage, because that's what sneak attack does. So 12 psychic, 4 fire.
Okay.
That was my movement, attack, and bonus action.
And now it's Kanari's turn.
I'm gonna cast bonus action spiritual weapon.
Mhm.
I'll put it in if it can go in this space here, kind of with Rexel. Or near him.
Spiritual frying pan of power.
Woohoo! So that is, and that makes an attack on its. There, that's a 26, I think. Yeah, 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
So that'll do 9 points of force damage.
All right.
And then as an action, I am going to use Sacred Flame, so I need it to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Dexterity. Unfortunately, it does save.
Okay. That is just fine. I am going to stay where I am and just keep concentrating on Spirit Guardians.
All right. The Bagman is going to swing around and once again try and grapple Vrexel.
Go. I don't know why Vrexel made the
I
one.
think that it is an attack even though it doesn't have damage, so I do believe it has disadvantage.
I think so too.
Grapples are considered an attack replacement, I think. Yeah, use the attack action to make a special melee attack.
Yes. All right. So that will be acrobatics or athletics for you.
Oh. 5.
Oh no.
All right, you're grappled.
Ah.
However, it is going to start slipping back into this very narrow space of the bag. Almost kind of like spaghetti being slurped up. That's like the imagery. Like a wacky waving inflatable airman mixed with like spaghetti just being slurped up. And it's dragging you along with it. However, when you reach the actual like top of the bag, you get stuck and you're just like, ah, as it's trying to pull you in.
I'm like, what?
You're like, ah. It's trying to pull you and your contraption in. You might be able to fit a little bit in, like your arm or something, but your whole contraption, you're stuck.
Okay.
As everyone else is watching you get like pulled. However, as it shrinks, so some grapplers can technically move whoever they're grappled with. And so that's technically what I'm saying it did. As it shrunk down, Braina will actually get an opportunity attack against it as you get
wisdom save.
Oh yeah, and it does need to make
Spirit
a wisdom
Guardians.
save.
Yep.
Okay, well it does succeed.
Still takes half. So that's 11 reduced to 5 radiant.
So it is definitely attempting to retreat. But yeah, Braina gets an opportunity attack as Vrexel gets yanked in.
Well, I'm still recklessing, so.
Yes, you are.
18 plus 9.
Yeah. So
that is a 20, whatever, 7. I can math. 27 to hit is 6 plus 6 is 12 plus another 2 is 14 damage as it's trying to escape.
all right, it only had 5 damage left. So how do you want to kill the Bagman as it's in this bag holding Vrexel? Kill.
I feel like she whips the hammer around and it like knots up the squiggly arm around it, and she just yanks the arm right off of whatever it was.
You're attempting to grab the arm and yank it?
Well, no, just the flavor. The hammer, as she's going to hit it, it wraps it off, and as she's pulling it back, it yanks the arm off as the damage. As
It
flavor.
like wraps up the noodle arm.
Oh.
Just this
okay.
flavor. She hit it,
Yeah.
but
And the bag closes. Zzz, you hear an audible zip. And so did you like try to throw the bag anywhere as part of that attack or anything, or is it just like smush now?
I think here's what I meant. So
Yeah.
she's swinging around to hit it. The hammer wrapped up, and she's like, "Ugh," and like as she pulls, I think like it pulls it off, but the bag might have flown a little bit. Like,
All right, so here's what's gonna happen. The arm is actually going to pop off, and like the sinews and like gross green ichor blood starts spewing everywhere as the bag zips up and then flies into the river
Oh no.
to be
Wait.
washed away.
Should we get that?
Might be valuable.
that went real
Can I
far.
attempt to mage hand grab it as it goes by? Because that doesn't seem fair.
You can definitely attempt to do that.
Sleight of hand. For 12 plus 7, 19.
Yeah, so it grabs the bag. It's definitely like pulling it and keeping it from out of the water, but your hand starts to slowly sink.
Vrexel is gonna help with his own mage hand.
All right, so you got 2 mage hands, equivalent of 20 pounds of force, slowly dragging the bag back onto land.
Hey.
Sorry guys, I didn't realize my own strength. Doesn't it? You think that's gonna have anything in it that's not dead?
Does anyone speak giant?
It's a handy haversack. It's full of equipment from the other team. There's no way we should throw this away without checking what's in it. And no, we've established nobody speaks giant in our party.
Oh, yeah.
At the very least, it would let me, if we used this, we could replace the bag of holding. It's not as big, but it would let me concentrate on something else instead of the bag of holding.
Somebody
Yeah.
want to look in there and see what's, or how does that, can you, that
turn
thing
it
was in there, can we
inside
just, oh.
I think if we turn it inside out, all of its stuff will just...
I'll do it.
Ari has her holy symbol in one hand and a flask of holy water in the other. Just,
Yeah.
I don't know what is
Brain
about to come
ready.
out of that thing.
Brain
but,
is
yeah.
ready, yeah. She's like, there was already something in there.
I'm
Moxie
fairly
will
certain there's
open it.
only one Bagman. I don't think it's a species of Bagman that invests the bags.
How do you know he doesn't have family?
It's our first time fighting any one of these things, unless House, I don't know, Lord Silveronia keeps something weird in the house. I probably shouldn't. Anyway, just empty the bag.
Moxie will
Do
go
we
over.
have a problem that I did not know about?
I don't know. You seem to know a lot about a weird thing, so I have some questions for you.
I think we have a problem.
I could.
Moxie, hold me back.
No, she's my friend. She's gonna hold me back and can
I don't know. I think Moxie and I have been getting along swimmingly recently.
I still have
Bag.
Spirit Guardians up. Don't tempt me.
Just zips back open as this shambly head with the glowing blue eyes pokes back out, looks, sees that you're still there, and hurries back inside.
I cast Sacred Flame on it as it runs again.
All right. It actually succeeds on that. 17 on the die.
Damn it!
But it's, that thing is supposed to be dead. What the heck?
Well, it's probably just bleeding out in there, right?
The arm is still on the ground, and it stands up and starts walking back to the bag.
Ooh.
Brayna's gonna step on that arm.
Moxie, are you going to turn the bag inside out, or should I?
Yeah, I can do it.
What if we let the bag go in the river for a second, just hold it, let it fill up with water, and then...
I'm gonna drown out the bag, man.
Yeah, I could do that. Whatever you think is gonna work.
Dude,
Rexel's
ba-
got good ideas, he doesn't care.
So is that what you're doing?
Yeah. I
yeah,
guess.
yeah.
All right. So Rexel, do you do it with your mage hand, or do you just grab it?
I think
There is
Moxie's
no way you
got
could
Moxie-
it.
hold a mage hand with a bag full of water.
That's true.
Water's way too heavy.
Well, no, the bag doesn't change, but the force of the river on the bag would probably like sweep it away.
Yeah.
Do you,
Moxie
do you
will
want to do
it.
that, Moxie, or do you want to step on this
No.
arm and I'll do it with my muscles?
Oh yeah, I'll hold the arm. You go do it.
Okay, Brayna will go fill up the bag with water.
Moxie's just gonna stand on the arm.
Can I keep Sacred
I
Flame?
still
Arm
have
until it
my
dies.
Shadow Blade out because this was a waste of resources.
Mm-hmm.
So
Um,
I'm gonna hold on to it for as long as I can.
So the arm is going to attempt to break out of your restraint, like your. So go ahead and roll an athletics check against the arm.
Is this Moxie now, or is it me still?
Moxie.
Oh my god, 8.
Mhm.
So
It
sweet.
slides
Yeah.
out from underneath you. It was a lot slimier than you expected,
Ugh.
and it starts
Nice.
running towards the bag.
Can I attempt to jump on it?
Yeah, you can go ahead and give me an acrobatics check for that.
Oh, finally. 15 plus 7.
Yeah,
don't
so
know that.
you jump on it and you grab it, kind of like the way you would grab a fish flopping all over.
Yeah, I think Brayna's probably at the river by this point now.
Yeah, Moxie's just wrestling the arm. No big deal. Don't worry about it.
Would it keep taking damage because I have Spirit Guardians up? Still?
Yes, the arm would.
Okay.
I've completely lost my character sheet. I have no idea what happened to it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
At the start of each of the arm's turns, you see that it starts regenerating wherever it was taking damage.
What?
And now whoever's proficient in Arcana, roll me an Arcana check.
16 plus 5?
22.
You both have heard of trolls and their regenerative abilities, and you're starting to make some connections.
I sit down on the floor next to the arm and I stab it with a grit and flame blade.
As you do that, it starts to burn and then turns to ash.
Nice. Okay, Brandon's fully at the river at this point, I assume.
Yes, so you open up the bag and the water just starts churning in. It's still a tiny bag.
Yeah, and I'm just holding onto it for dear life.
And so
And when it feels like it's the water stopped going in, I will zip it back up again, maybe? I don't know if I can do that.
yes.
Do we have zippers in this world yet?
That will
don't
be
know.
Rex's contribution to the world.
Pretzel invents zippers, canon.
All right. So this isn't quite as big of a space as a bag of holding, so it only fills up to 80 pounds of material in the of water in the pouch that you're holding open. So it doesn't take quite.
Yeah,
so
I mean that's
long.
only like 5 or 6 gallons. Like water is heavy.
Yeah, and eventually water stops going in. You zip it back up, and then you take this sopping wet, tiny little handy haversack back to the crew.
It's full. How long these spells this gonna take?
And after a minute,
It gets big.
It gets bigger.
Oh. It probably still holds the same, yeah, that even though it was tiny before.
From what you know, Vrexel, since you've created a bag of holding yourself, it doesn't matter what the entry to the pocket dimension is. The pocket dimension will always stay the same.
Right. So
Do we
it,
think he's dead?
I would assume that's what that means.
None of you know what the Bagman is or have heard of it, so you have no idea.
But now the handy haversack is like huge.
Well, it's back to its normal size. Because you
Oh. Right.
It doesn't inflate.
I was like, wait, it got like bigger? I was like, what happened?
Oh yeah, the reduced spell ended.
Right, okay.
like, do we wait maybe like, I don't know, I can hold my breath for like, actually, I don't know how long I can hold my breath for. Hold on a second. I can hold my breath for like 5 minutes, so maybe if we wait 10 and then dump it out.
Makes sense to me.
Sorry, because I think I have like 8 minutes left on this spell. It's like constellations and like frying pans are floating around her. So we might just want to wait 5 and then see what happens.
I'm not too familiar with the concept of breathing.
Nari, you do notice in the forest's glowing eyes looking at you,
Ooh.
staying hidden, glaring straight at you because of the swirling vortex of your spirits.
Car just does one of these at the forest. Just, I see you.
What are you looking at?
There's a bunch of, well, not a bunch. There's a set of glowing. Here, look. And Kanara just point into the forest where they were.
Maybe it does have a family. I was just kidding before.
We have more of these. Why did? Okay, well, I mean, if it was trying just to feed its family, I could understand, but not Vrexel. I mean, come on.
If you go deeper into the forest, there's a clearing and just hundreds of backpacks.
It's just the perfect snack sized.
After 10 minutes,
Were we doing 10 or 5?
If you want to do 10, that's fine. I lose Spirit Guardians then, so I just have to recast it.
I've already lost my Shadow Blade, and I don't have a paper to write down my spell slots.
How long does your green flame blade last?
It's a cantrip.
Oh,
It
okay.
just
That's right.
pop it
You
out.
might want to have that ready, because if it regenerates, it might be called, like, basically dead, but, still, like, kicking.
Yeah, you just need to like stab it with a fire.
I know.
Yeah.
Just what happened to my paper?
Okay, so after, let's do like 6 minutes. Give you a little extra time, but enough.
Compromise.
Compromise. So after 6 minutes, Umber,
turn
you
it
keep
inside out?
track of the time. And when it's 6 minutes, I'll open it up.
I've also lost my pencil.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
I think my desk is eating my stuff. If I'm the
Bagman's
next to
just
go,
gonna come
guys,
out and
just
grab
want you to
Yuri.
know I love you. I'm so sorry.
So after 6 minutes, I'll open up the bag, and you said I could just turn it inside out, and everything will come out.
That's how the ones I make work. You kind of, like, invert them, and all the stuff inside just...
Well, I mean that's how normal bags work too. So I suppose that makes sense. And after 6 minutes, Brain will dump the thing, and okay, Umber, you ready to stab it?
I'm trying to figure out how many spell slots I have. One sec. Yeah, I've got fucking go. Do it.
Okay, yes, it's dumped.
And as you turn it inside out, a bunch of water starts sloshing out. A couple fish that just like are flopping, like, what the hell, man?
Braino will quick kick them to the river
And
as they, yeah.
It's dinner.
No, I suppose.
Canary. Wait, no.
You guys
I
aren't
understand
gonna
how good
believe
that'd be with a
this.
nice book blog slots.
Just
Did you
Don't wanna
find your
eat.
sheet?
What was in the
Find
bag,
my
man?
player's handbook.
and
I think I left it at work.
Oh
No.
if
oh,
you
gee.
different items pop out of the bag as it's sloshing out. There's actually about 64 silver pieces, 15 gold, and then approximately 17 copper. Approximately, exactly. Why did I say a very specific number? Say approximately.
Also, there's a quarter of a copper too, so yeah.
One more time. How
Um,
much was that?
15, 67, 17.
Yes. And
Quickly.
that sloshes out in like little coins, almost like if you were to like inverse a wishing fountain or a fountain that you throw coins in. Yeah, it was 17 gold, I said, right?
15
I think it's
gold.
15 gold,
15 gold,
67 silver.
7 silver, and then 17 copper. Right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. And then there's also this clear bottle that just seems to slosh out. It has a cork on the top, and it just swirls around as the water drains away and then lands. There's
Does
also
it look familiar?
it's just a clear bottle.
Weird. Okay.
And then if you look closely, you'll see that there's like a little box that comes out as well. The box itself is like starting to soak through. It's just a normal sort of box, but there might be something inside. And then there's also this little pouch, this little belt pouch that sloshes out as well.
How about dude that was in there?
No, nothing.
Oh, no.
Brina, when everything stops and the bag slips, I thought that she was going to stick her head in the bag.
Everything Vrexel knows, whatever was inside should have came out when that happened.
Yeah, it has to be empty. Maybe... I have Identify ready. I'm wondering if it reverts into one of these items.
Should I look inside the, like, can it... Brina's going to be, like, holding her, like, trying to look inside the bag.
As you go inside, is that creepy thing in here?
Yeah.
It just starts echoing. Is that creepy thing?
Nothing?
Nothing.
Can I look back into the forest? Are those blue set of eyes out there still?
They weren't blue, they were yellow.
Oh, you said blue.
You said
Did I
blue.
say blue?
Yeah. Oh, they're yellow? Oh, that's great.
In the forest? I said blue?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's why
Oh.
we thought the Bagman has a family.
Sure, they're blue.
What?
But
Oh,
a different kind
if
of
they're-
blue.
Oh my god.
A cerulean, if you will.
How far away is it? Because I have a guiding bolt ready to go just right up there.
About 100 feet into the forest.
Up the butts.
They're not
Up the
moving,
butt.
they're just staying,
Can I
watching.
tell- I have 300 feet of dark vision. What
Yeah.
is this thing?
Roll me perception checks, because they're attempting to hide.
Guidance. Oh boy. That is 27.
As you look into the forest, you don't see something that looks like the creature that you had just faced. Instead, they look like the spirits of something. They're not exactly like opaque. You can see the background through them, except their eyes are the ones glowing brightly. And they seem to be a variety of different ghosts, different spirits that might be just watching you from afar.
Do others besides Kanari see this?
No.
I think she pointed it out to Brayna for sure.
Yeah.
It's about 100 feet out. Dark vision usually only goes to 60 feet, except for Umbrin, who has 120 feet.
I have something that I can do for that.
Mhm.
Eyes of Night, as an action, you can share your 300-foot dark vision with up to 4 willing creatures you can see within 10 feet of you, lasting for an hour. As soon as I figure out it's a bunch of ghosts, everybody gets that as an action. Just everybody turn your lights on.
So all of a sudden, the forest just like increases in light, and all of you begin to see so much further than you've ever been able to see. And you look
The
out
last
and
time
you.
Kanari did this for us.
I don't think she's ever done this.
Yeah, she definitely has.
We made it.
It might have been like the first or second episode or something.
Yeah, we did it way back in the cave.
Way back in the cave. They seem like just various creatures that they almost appear as though they're part light. Different star-like patterns around. Faces not quite there, almost ending in a foggy, cloudy, almost nebula-like substance. And if you refer to handouts, I will post
Uh-oh.
a reference image.
They look like, like when my ancestors are there? Oh, nope. They don't.
When you do look, they're kind of blurry as well.
Do we just, they don't bother us, we don't bother them?
Yes. We have wasted enough time here.
I mean, we got a free bag out of it.
It is wonderful that we got a free bag. And whatever's in these cute little pouches and bottles. But perhaps we examine them as we walk.
I agree.
Sure.
And now, as a reminder, you were given a few options by Dave the Golem. Basically, Dave the Frankenstein's monster. That was kind of like what the whole thing is. And I'm pretty sure Frankenstein's old enough where it's in public domain, so I think I can actually mention it. Anyway. The temples that were spoken of by Dave, you already had been to the sort of church chapel. When I say temple, they actually look like chapels, as you would see in like a Christian sort of settings, but they're not obviously Christian churches. So the Temple of the Sun is the one to Paylor that you had visited and got that soul coin from. Other than that, you were told that there was a temple of nature in the forest by some water, a waterfall or something. There was a temple in the mountain that you think might be Mirrodin, the god of dwarves, and that is in the mountains. Then there is another temple in a village of ghosts.
And a cave underground? That was also something else that I have written down.
Oh, yeah, and the cave underground. Yep.
Okay.
Literally right in front of me, and I just skipped over it somehow. So, I think we established that you were heading towards that village? Or the mountain one?
I feel like the mountain one, Brandon would have been like, let's do that one.
I thought that's where we
Kind
were
of
following
close-ish, right? Like, it was like once we got to a certain point, we could either go like one way to the mountain one or like one way to like the ghost village.
I think the village is closer. The mountain one is 20 miles out. I remember the 20 miles. The village is closer. It's kind of like you can go to the village and then branch off.
Real quick before we do move on, I just wanted to head over to this water ganassi and just pat him down real quick to see if his team left anything behind in a mad dash to escape the Bagman.
They did not, unfortunately.
Is it
Another
possible
useless corpse.
Is it possible to identify as we're walking? Since I do have
Yeah. So as you'll take 10 minutes consecutively, essentially, to try and determine what these are. The first one, that bottle, even though it looks empty, you're starting to realize, oh wait, this is bottled breath. There's actually, if you look closely, there's some like swirling going on inside. And it holds a small elemental of air. When you inhale the air inside, you can either expel it as a gust of wind spell, or you can hold your breath for up to 1 hour with it inside. But you can't you can't talk, you can't laugh, you can't do anything that might expel it.
Including probably spellcast.
Yep, no verbal components. And then that box, when you open it up, there seems to be a set of parchment cards. And you're like, oh, this is fascinating. You look into it some more, and it appears to be a deck of illusions.
Okay.
And that allows you to pull a card and create an illusory creature.
Nice.
And then the last one is a handy spice pouch. An almost companion little pouch to the handy haversack. It appears empty, but it has 10 charges. While holding the pouch, you can use an action to expend one of his charges, speak the name of any non-magical food seasoning, such as salt, pepper, saffron, or cilantro, and remove a pinch of the desired seasoning from the pouch.
Just do 10 of saffron, we'll be rich.
We hand it to Kanari, and she goes, "Oh, I love it."
I do.
Keyword's handy spice pouch. Does anybody feel particularly strongly about either of these other things? Frexel will explain what they do.
Well, I don't... if we have to fight underwater or something, I don't have to do any spellcasting. It might be useful for me there.
That's true.
Yeah, I definitely think one of the non-spellcasters should get the breath.
But I do feel like Brenna probably has a higher constitution than Moxie and can hold her breath longer.
I can hold my breath for 4 minutes.
Yeah, I don't remember how to do that.
Constitution mod +1.
2 minutes.
I don't know how to...
Might be better used for Moxie just in case.
Why don't you get the bottled breath, Moxie?
Okay.
Is it just a one-time use thing?
Yes. It's basically a potion.
I can already do some illusion things, not on the same scale of this deck of cards, but I do have some abilities. If somebody else wants this, or I can hold on to it. Yeah.
Me, please.
Deck of Illusions to Umbrin.
Real quick, as we're walking, I would like to shuffle through the deck and see which cards are in here.
Yeah, so as you shuffle through the deck, it appears as though it is a full stack of 34.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Does anybody not currently have a magic weapon? A +1 magic weapon?
I think technically Kanari doesn't.
But also, technically, when's the last time Kanari's hit something? With a weapon.
Right.
Yeah. No, I don't need one. I was just.
I was gonna say, I think that,
You
that,
asked.
like, yeah, Kanari's the only one who doesn't, because Moxie has the
Tattoo.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes her fists.
Brenna's got her from the just getting it enchanted.
Do I want to use space cards or do I want to use gold cards?
If,
Oh, I have rainbow cards in my car.
if Rexel could transfer everything in the bag of holding, since we don't have a lot in there right now, over to the haversack and basically like stitch the haversack to the inside of the same pouch as the bag of holding, so that it more or less functions the same. He could end the infusion, the bag of holding infusion, and he has a different one learned called Radiant Weapon, which gives a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with a weapon that has this infusion, and while holding this weapon, somebody can use a bonus action to activate basically a light, 30-foot radius light, and as a reaction, after being hit, you can use a charge to try and blind the person who hit you. But I have to use that on a non-magic item, so like I can't take a magic thing and add that to it. It has to be a mundane thing that I give that to.
Well, I mean, I technically have that two-handed maul we got from someone.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think it was a boy.
I don't know.
This boy's two-handed maul, which is what gave it away that he definitely wasn't you.
Oh, yeah.
So if you refer to the Owlbear Rodeo map, I now have a perfect artist rendition of the
Oh my
location
god. Oh my god.
of where you are, where the rest of the stuff are, as far as Dave has told you.
Was this drawn by Dave too?
Yes.
He like gave us
Sure
the
Not
was.
show the
parchment.
audience that. Ryan, what are you doing?
He lovingly
Producer
rendered
Ryan,
it for us.
trade me.
We spent 2 hours watching him draw it.
Get a nice big zoom in on that for the channel.
Very important information that must be shown.
Once again, I trust again.
Quality content you get from Scryervision.
Look, it was given to us by Dave. This is what it would look like. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll
No,
share it
it's
to
Dave.
you
Dave drawing.
forever.
It's fine.
So as you can see, you are here. The river is here. The village is north, following the river.
So we'll
and
hit
then-
we'll hit the village and get to the mountains anyways. Like it's on the way regardless. So we'll just go to the village and be done with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then we can come
There's a-
back down towards the cave. We're kind of where we think the cave is, but at least the nature one.
Yeah, and there's a temple we can rest in there, or a church, chapel, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
In the village, at least.
Based on the directions, you do think that you might be able to reach the village by sunset.
Okay.
Well, let's get going.
Aww.
Yeah.
And so you begin marching forward on to the unknown. You
I
stop.
mean, we have this map. It's not unknown.
Dave wouldn't lie to us.
All right, can I
you follow
insight check the
river.
map?
You don't see any other hints of Team Genie as you're following the river.
Not even
As
any
far
like
as you can
footprints or
tell.
anything.
They might have. It's really hard, like, to walk along and leave footprints along the side of the river, just with like how the grass is and everything. It's not like they're walking in the sands, and they might be moving stealthily or trying to cover their tracks. You didn't find any when you were with Dave heading in the direction that he said. It's pretty dry, not really muddy off the riverbank, so that's good.
Okay.
And you're heading upstream. The travel seemed to go pretty all right. You maybe take a little rest here and there. Kanari might offer to like get really excited to use her spice pouch now, something like that. Get some snacks. And then after a little bit of time, with nothing really standing out of the ordinary, you start seeing hints that there might be a settlement nearby. A path, a road that carts might have gone down at one point, now overgrown. Various paths that have been cleared, now being overgrown, of course, but there's still the hint of this place having been touched by some sort of civilization. And the further you go, the more apparent it is. The cobblestone becomes more apparent, and eventually you will see the front gate of a walled village with the gates kind of half broken. It's one of those portcullis gates that comes down, but like half of it has already been wrenched open for people to walk through. And as far as you can tell, you don't see smoke coming from the village. You don't hear quite a lot of sounds other than the normal sounds of the forest. There's just the walled city, the walled village before you. That is definitely not a city.
Should we just go in, or anyone want to be sneaky and try to get in? Are the ghosts still watching us in the wood?
They seem to have disappeared by now.
And they didn't make any contact at all?
No. You can't help but...
I
I was just going to say, you can't help but hearken back to the advice of the hag. Never sleep on desecrated ground, or ground that's not consecrated.
And by this point, it's kind of getting to be sunset, or it's about sunset, right?
It's the sun is setting, yeah.
Well, I say we all go in to try to find this temple, to make sure that we're on temple grounds for bed and eating.
Mm-hmm.
Should I go just knock on the door then, or are we just going in?
Yeah.
I think might as well head in.
Are you frightened?
Well, they're all ghosts. I don't know. Are they all going to be in here?
Look, man, as long as it's not spiders, bring it on. And Moxie, like, shivers, remembering the stupid spiders at the beginning.
You just seem extra hesitant, Brayna. Not your usual bust-on-in attitude.
Yeah, someone seemed to not like that too much, so I'm trying something different. So Brandon, go in.
Onward.
Yeah.
You move forward into the city, into the village. Why do I keep calling it a city? Into the village through the opening in the metal gate. And what you can see is an almost Tudor style like village, completely barren, empty. There's rotting fruit on some like market stalls, cracked windows, crows flying all over the place. The eerie the sound of chains rubbing back and forth as they're swinging in the wind, completely barren and empty as far as you can see. The sun is still slowly continues its way below the horizon. And as you're walking around, looking at these 2-3-story buildings around you, it's a small enough village to where you could probably trek through it in just an hour or so, but maybe less than an hour. I don't know relative sizes of villages or whatnot. But it's large enough to where, like, you might get lost a little bit. Unless you stay on course.
Does the... Let's see. So is the village set up, like, similar to a standard village where we can kind of guess where we might find the temple?
Yeah, actually, it seems to be so familiar in an odd way.
To everyone or Brana specifically?
Just everyone. It's like everyone has sort of seen this type of village before. It's a Tudor style, almost kind of gothic, Transylvanian look. Like, it's just something familiar to each of you, whether it be stories or personal experience. And I posted an image and handouts for reference.
Okay.
So we can see a kind of steeple down the street, or down and like it's rising above, or no?
Not yet. That's just sort of like the vibe.
Just an idea of like kind of what it might sort of. Okay.
And as soon as the sun completely is engulfed by the horizon, you start hearing sounds all around you. Now that the light has completely been extinguished, a ghostly pale light starts lighting up in various different lamps, oil lamps, just street lamps, store lamps. The buildings start to light up a little bit with a yellow glow, and as you're looking around, you're starting to see the images of people come almost translucent. At first, it's so hard to see, but you're starting to notice that now that it's completely dark, the spirits are taking form. And they seem to just be going on with like whatever they would normally do during the day. You see them kind of like talking to other spirits. They're like exchanging gold, except it's ghostly gold. It seems as though it's a replay of the life and times of what this village used to have.
Do we just hear ghostly noises, or do we hear them actually talking?
At first it's muffled. But then as they begin to be more clear, more in your face, the voices start to clear up as well. And eventually you begin to hear just everyday common speech.
Has anyone sort of noticed us at all, or does it seem as though like they can't see us kind of thing?
You can give me a perception check if you'd like.
I suppose I can do that. Okay. It's an 18 total.
As you're walking through, you actually do see some of the ghosts turn and look at you and raise their phantom eyebrows. What are they
Foxy
doing?
would wave.
They awkwardly wave back.
Guys, they notice us.
You hear a town crier start running through the town.
I think Brandon might go up to one and be like, hi, can you point us in the direction of the temple?
The temple. Oh yes, we can help you with the temple. Hello, by the way, welcome to the village.
Does the village have a name, or is it just the village?
Yes, it is actually Brambletown.
Okay. So where might we find the temple?
The temple raises his ghostly finger. That way. Continue forward about 5 blocks, and then make a left, and you should see it in your purview.
Okay, 5 blocks on the left. Guys, let's go.
The blocks are
Thank
pretty
you.
sizable, with like the collection of houses kind of taking up different blocks, and then you can walk through an underpass between 2 buildings and enter sort of a mini courtyard in each of these different blocks of homes. And so it's very grid-like the way that this village is built. And you walk the 5 blocks, different ghosts start coming closer to you, looking at you, looking all around. They're not dead. Oh, they're not ghosts. They're not ghosts. There's just murmurs throughout the whole village as you start making your way through, as the rumors of the not ghosts spread. And as you take a left and face the temple, or you take a left after the 5 blocks, you see the temple down the street, probably about another 7 blocks, but it's large enough to where it was pretty easily seen.
I think we found it.
Should we just keep ignoring the fact that they call us not ghosts?
Well, that is what we are we not?
Yeah, but that would mean they know they're ghosts, right?
Of course a ghost knows it's a ghost.
I don't know anything about ghosts.
Are we?
Well, I mean, I suppose you wouldn't know. You didn't know you were an Asmar, so...
I don't think that's correct.
Pretzel's gonna go up to one of the ghosts and be like, are we the first not ghosts who you've seen in a while or ever, or?
In a long time, you are the first warm bodies through the village.
Well, you didn't have to say it that way, but okay.
He goes to like touch your form, and his hand just passes through, and you feel a chilliness.
Ooh, okay.
Unable to touch, unable to be touched. Trapped here forever.
I'm sorry. Thank you for your time.
Where are you
Trapped?
going? Yes, trapped.
Why?
Well, you didn't come to assist us, you're just here. You
We
don't
just
know
heard-
what's going on.
Not at all. Although,
Okay.
to be fair, that's most of the time for me, so I wouldn't.
We're just passing through.
Oh,
I would love to hear your story, though. If we could, at the
wouldn't.
temple.
it appears as though you have a destination. You said the temple.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, unfortunately, the temple is the reason we are this way.
What do you mean? Like the temple put out like a curse, or?
Inside that temple is a cursed object that has bound us to this land. Unfortunately, none of us can enter the temple. It is consecrated and protected against entry.
Who is the temple to?
Long ago, the temple was dedicated to the god Eldath, one of peace and nature.
Who put a
An
cursed
odd name
object in
for
a
a god of peace and nature.
Yes,
Who put a cursed object in a peace temple?
that is something we have yet to find out. However, if you do go, we don't know what lies waiting inside for you. But we would owe you great debt if you were to end this plight. Of course, we would pass on to the afterlife, so then we wouldn't be able to repay the debt until you yourself died. But
Of course.
And do you have to stay in this village too, or are you anywhere?
we
in the
cannot
world.
leave the confines of the village. Beyond the walls, we simply reemerge on the other side of the village.
I'm gonna look at Canary. Who do you suppose we saw then in the forest?
Together, I guess they're probably spirits that passed beyond the walls. I mean, that died maybe of adventures of past or some other malevolent spirit. I mean, it'd have to take some time, but maybe if there's a cursed object here, maybe that's part of the... Not necessarily... I think it's a challenge room, to be sure, but...
Yeah, but
I wonder if this is like what's wrong with Andrew.
Once we get some rest, I think I can try and talk to you about some stuff. It's a long story and it doesn't work well with traveling. I need to get out a lot of books.
Okay.
Lesson time with Canary.
Just holy gnomes, here we go!
I think there's a reward in doing this.
It's a challenge room. We'd probably get some treasure.
And we
Do
also
you
need-
remember how we found something inside the temple that we wouldn't have found if we had just gone to the challenge room and came back out? I think you might be an item like that, completely unconnected to the challenge room.
We also need a place to rest, though. So
Let's do that first, and then maybe do if there's a challenge room.
yeah.
Yep.
I think we should definitely rest before we try to enter any challenge rooms.
Mm-hmm.
If it'll let us even, who knows?
right.
Did you say that you needed rest?
Yeah.
Well, you can come with me and stay in my home. I'm obviously not using the bed. Any of the beds.
That's very kind of you. We just have certain... How do I phrase this?
We have
understand.
requirements to
We were
sleep
told
in
to
this
stay on
area.
I'm one of
consecrated
the
ground.
undead. I understand. I wouldn't
No,
want... Who wants to go stay with an undead old man?
I mean, I would.
Listen,
You sound really
listen.
cool.
Thank you.
Don't pity the undead. I don't want to be stuck in some weird old undead guy's house because you guys are too nice to say no.
It is
I mean,
nice
we are
not to feel
saying no.
pain anymore.
But
Um,
I do miss the flavor of chocolate.
They're not real. They're just part of the dungeon.
he's real to me.
No, he's not. He's not real.
Canary's walking. Canary's just walking towards the temple.
Moxie tries to give the old man ghost a hug before running off after Canary. But obviously it's a ghost, so it doesn't really work. She tried
When you
though.
approach the temple, you notice that there are two rounded facades on the front of it with spikes standing up. Not towers, just sort of like having two tall targets for people who are trying to find the temple in parts of the city. And then there are also several different brambles, different thickets, bushes, decaying trees just surrounding this temple. It appears as though at one time it might have been a fruitful area full of life, but over time, with the curses of this land, it seems it has gone a little south. Ghosts haven't really been able to keep up with the maintenance of this location either.
Does it look like any other curse that I might have encountered previously?
You can give me a religion check.
Okay.
Yes, you may guidance yourself.
Woohoo! It's a 3 for guidance and a 3 on the die. La 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 la. That's 9.
Something seems really familiar about what's happening here. You just can't place it.
Well, a curse is a curse.
Has Vrexel done
okay.
anything like this before?
You can give me a religion check as well.
No. Vrexel will guide himself too, because that's the cantrip for the day. Hey.
Does anyone have any books on the undead?
Oh, that's
Lindsay's
I've
not
read
here.
books on the undead.
I've probably would have too, but
Yeah.
Yeah, Brexel's read probably a bunch. That's a 24.
You've heard of Eldath before. This god of peace. There was some reading in the temple when you were with Kanari's family and whatnot, recovering, and you know that Eldath wouldn't have allowed this sort of decay, this festering of brambles, thickets, dying bushes, and whatnot. That would not be something that any temple of Eldath would even want to have. You're thinking that this land might not be like unhallowed or anything, but it might be affected by some sort of like curse of reversal. It reverses the effects of the deity or energy of a location and turns it completely around. So instead of getting the energy from the blessing of a god of life and peace, instead it's now a place of death, decay, and undeath as well.
Umbrin would like to walk up to one of the windows and like peek inside.
All right, so this actually has 4 large stained glass windows on each of the sides, and there are some smaller windows just looking in, kind of like inset into the wall a little bit. You gotta like pull yourself up since you're a little shorty.
Yeah, thank you.
And you see inside that there are some smashed pews. There's an altar. Different things. It's sort of hard to tell at the moment, but give me a perception check to see if you can get any other details.
Crit.
A crit!
+2.
You see that inside there are different vines and plants that seem to be like growing a little bit better as it's inside. Vines kind of like overgrown a little bit. Things are in tatters. You see a symbol on the grounds of a waterfall looking thing with different points around it, almost kind of like a flower in a sense. And you're not too sure. And then hovering above the altar, where a priest or someone would walk up to and start reading from some sort of book, there's a glowing, hovering blue orb hovering over this altar in an open book. And there's an organ piano behind.
Hey guys. I might have found our cursed object.
And that's where we're going to take a 5-minute break. 10-minute break. 10-minute break. Why would I say 5 minutes? All right. So we will be back in 10 minutes to uncover the mystery of this temple and see what Team Reaper is going to get up to next. So stick around after 10 minutes. Come back after 10 minutes. You can stick around or you can go do something and then come back. And then Ryan's going to cut me off anyway.
We're done.
And we're back. You see a glowing blue orb hovering above an altar and an open book. A almost smashed up, dingy chapel inside with several different facades of vines, plants, and effigies and statues to Eldath. And it is lit inside. All the sconces are actually turned on, and they're not turned on, like lit. And then there are actually a couple of sconces on the outside right in front of the temple that is lighting the pathway in. This map is already on Owlbear if any of you needed to see it for reference.
thank you.
So but like I know in the last temple the like front door was a trauma door. This one is just a regular door.
This one is just a regular door with inscriptions on the front. Inscriptions in what you recognize to be deep speech.
Does anyone speak that?
French.
What is
Your
it?
boy
Umbrin
speaks
does.
the language of deep eldritch horrors.
What does
So
it say?
So as Umbrin's looking in the sides and the windows, Moxie sees this inscription. This is a large double door. The inscription seems to be almost burnt in to this door across all of it, both sides of this double door. And as Umbrin runs over to meet Moxie to take a closer look at it, it reads, "The door is barred from low intelligence scum, you see. That is, unless you find the only key. The key, you ask? Well, that's for you to find. The answer is certainly within your mind."
I feel
if you-
personally insulted by this door.
I think we can
I
just
think
punch
it's
it
a
down.
great door.
And if you were to like go to like try and open it, it wouldn't open. And even there's no apparent locks or anything, because this is churches and chapels like these, the lock, they open in usually, and the lock is just a giant piece of wood over the side. But even if you were to have Brainus try to shoulder it open, it wouldn't budge. It doesn't even bend or anything. So you're starting
Brina
to
tries
think
for
that
sure.
yeah
The
there's
stupid door insulted my intelligence.
there's this inscription, and then there seems to be deep speech arcanic runes or eldritch runes that seem to have a sort of spell over a magical effect over this door, barring access.
I feel like as soon as it said stuff about intelligence, Moxie would have just been like, Brexel!
Yeah, I was gonna be like, Pretzel, just try to like open the door.
Hey, yo,
Think of a
Brexel!
key. Maybe you just need to think of a key and it'll open.
Rexel will use Minor Illusion to generate the illusion of a key.
Nothing happens.
Push on the door.
Doesn't give way.
Well, that's just rude.
I think I can. Kanari just tries it. Just say that.
You keep trying, nothing budges.
And you
Can
said there's
you
no-
read
there's
the
no-
inscription to me one more time, but not on super hyper gay mode? Like,
Yes.
slow it down a bit.
The door is barred from low intelligence scum, you see. That is, unless you find the only key. The key, you ask? Well, that's for you to find. The answer is certainly within your mind. Why it's crying again.
What? You know, gay people can read things really fast. And Deb especially. Like, I don't have time to type down the riddle because he's already done with it.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm good. I need a minute.
Would you like to repeat this message?
F-bot, no.
That was an Umbran insult.
Oh, well, it was bad. So bad I didn't even pick it up, so. Get better insults.
Oh.
Do you think the key is just in the eye of the word mind?
That is amazingly clever, and I love it.
Yeah, can Vrexel kind of like pat down the door a little bit?
It feels like a regular door. You press the eye, you like smear blood into the eye, nothing happens.
Alright.
It was worth a shot.
Wait, did you say I smear what?
Just
Rexel is famous for smearing weird things with his blood. He's done it at least once before.
He checked out some library books by
Yeah.
like, putting
You're like,
some blood
deep
into a
speech,
freezer.
eldritch
Just...
horror, blood magic.
Knock on the door, you try and open it, you like conduct a blood ritual, nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
That's
No.
the scientific process for no.
Oh no, my background fell.
It just naturally goes to blood ritual.
Just hypothesis, like variables, all that. Blood ritual.
Oh no.
Drexel's supposed to keep us together.
Oh God, no.
I'm
We're
a
all
little
messes
worried
tonight.
since it is deep speech. It might actually want like a brain pushed up against the door. Unfortunately, I do not have one to give. But if anybody else wants to try it,
I mean, like, Moxie will just put her head against the door, maybe.
Yeah, like that.
Kind of rub it around.
Around town.
You don't hear anything except some mumbling inside.
Ooh. Can I cast Detect Thoughts with the medallion of whatever we got from the last place?
Medallion of Thoughts.
Yeah, that's
put the medallion on the door. That's got a brain on it.
And actually, it does. Yeah, Kanari will take the medallion of Thoughts off her necklace and the necklace off and just put it up against the door.
It unfortunately does not work.
Okay, well, I used the charge to hear whatever the heck is going on the other side of that door, because,
All right. So it has to be within 30 feet of you.
Oh, please.
What?
I know that tone of voice. I've used it on my players.
No. I'm saying because you know the location of this orb that you think might be the source. You know that if you were to go to the back, there are those like sort of inset windows that you can look through and see that orb. And if you're in the back, like over here, behind the temple, you can definitely use this spell to work. Your advantage.
I will. Oh my god! I heard myself echo. Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, let's do it. I'll go around to one of the inset windows and get within 30 feet of it.
You hear inside a voice saying, "I need to learn everything in this home. Learn all the secrets of this god of peace and life and nature, and twist it around. I must. You hear two threads. You hear this in common, but also a deep guttural sort of deep speech at the same time. Most likely because whatever this thing is can speak both.
Kanari's just like, okay. And she just ducks down and like heads back to the group and is like, okay, news? I don't know. It's not good news. It's not bad. Anyway, floating orb can think both in common, and I'm assuming deep speech if it's not like.
Maybe we just ask the door to open. It does. I asked the door in deep speech to open.
Nothing.
But
What if you think about
it's
a
trying
key
to learn
in
what it
deep
can about the
speech?
tome.
I say key in deep speech.
No. Do you attempt to pry further into the mind of this thing? Because you were just doing the surface thoughts.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Do it.
All right.
Yeah. I got resistance to psychic damage. If anybody's gonna do it, might as well be me.
Wisdom.
I think it's a DC 13.
It will fail.
Oh boy. Oh god. Oh no.
It's
All right.
really preoccupied. Don't worry about it.
If it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning. You start getting deeper than the must learn. You are starting to realize that this thing is looking for some way to bring itself back to life. It seems frantic and almost maddened in its mind, and it is obsessed with power and growing its mind so that its psychic energy will rule over all. And then you hear it say, "Something is reading my thoughts." If you can hear this, I am ready for you. If you can make it inside, you unintelligent whelp.
Nari's gonna mind link and be like, okay, what the fuck did you just say? You think you can master psychic anything, and meanwhile you're just talking to yourself in a giant floating.
You hear deep inside as you're making this mind link. Oh no, it has the key.
Cast message to the door.
No, that does not work.
Mind link with the door.
Can I mind link with the door?
No.
Do I need to do
Is
some
it just psychic power?
nonsense?
Do you need to detect thoughts on the door?
I mind sliver the door.
And you hear a clunk,
Ha!
and the door swings open. You had to deal psychic damage to it.
Kanari like comes around the corner, just being like, "This punk ass little orb is about to just like, just like Moxie like."
I was like,
has
Moxie
rubbed
doesn't
off
know
on
what
her.
happened, but she's so excited. She's like,
Your eyes
Yeah.
just like light up a little bit with like radiant energy, just like this little.
As the door opens and you see inside, you see what's on the map. And the orb hovers above this altar and says, "Oh, you opened my gate. Only beings such as myself should be able to open it. But no matter, I have you learned enough to regain partial form." And this orb cracks open and flesh begins to spread out from it.
oh, I don't like
And
that.
it begins growing into this almost orb of flesh as a mouth opens up, a single giant eye forms, and several different eye stalks start poking out. It's dripping a little bit with like different pieces of flesh that aren't fully formed. Its teeth seem to have been like rotted away, and it has different various like spikes that are just drooping away from its face. What you are witnessing before you is a beholder zombie.
We saw one of you before, except for you looked a little better than you.
Did you kill it?
No.
No, he wasn't that mean, so we just left him be.
He liked pancakes. Do you like pancakes?
No, he was pretty stupid, and I feel like you were probably the same.
Whoa, whoa.
No! Everyone roll initiative. I'm gonna say
Made
that
my
y'all
friend
stepped
mad. I'm
aside.
gonna.
Oh no.
It's the other side of 20.
Feel free to
no.
set yourselves up in any position in this like little area in front of the stairs.
I stepped right up to insult him, so.
Up a little bit.
Oops.
Were you doing a vigilant blessing to anyone?
Oh, who wants it?
Kanari, that is definitely something Kanari would have been doing as you walked into this temple.
Yeah.
Also, I made this map on Incarnate. Isn't it
It's
pretty?
fun.
Aw, beautiful.
The light is like the moon crystals above are actually pretty bright, as if it's like simulating full moon light, and so the stained glass is actually coming through, and you look up and you realize that there's actually a stained glass window above as well.
Ooh. I like
I
this
mean,
temple.
Auburn's never gotten the blessing before.
Sure, go for it.
Hey.
Yes, now I don't have to take this too.
Oh, I should have. I was finally gonna beat you on initiative. Well, I did that last. No, I didn't do it last time. Oh well.
It's gonna be a 2 plus 4, so say. 11 plus 4, 15.
All right, 15 for Umber. Okay, anyone get above a 20?
Yeah, I got 24 because I rolled a natural 20.
Nice.
19 for Vrexel.
19 for Vexel.
11.
Kanari.
6.
Oh no, what happened to your good streak?
It died. It's dead.
That's okay, because
You
the
killed
beholder rolled a natural 1. So, Moxie, go ahead.
Oh, jeez.
It's right here.
Okay, let's see how far
It's
away
a
it
large
is.
sized
Did
creature.
it say Bazombie?
Zombie. Beholder zombie. Zombie. Zinga.
Okay, so I'm going to use a key point to be able to dash. That's a thing I can do, right?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. I was like, it's somewhere in there. So we'll move up to Moxie's just gonna run straight up to it.
Bonus action key point to step the wind? Or was that your
Yeah.
full movement speed?
Oh, so I used my full movement speed and then I did a bonus action to be able
Okay.
to dash, so that I still have my attack.
Yep.
And then I'll go ahead and attack it. Maybe, who knows? That's gonna be a dirty 20.
I sense an intelligence within you.
Fucking rude.
It hits.
You know what I sense? Me punching you.
I sent an ass whooping.
Okay, well, for not a lot. It's only gonna be 4 points of damage, I think. Oh no, that should be 6 points. Yeah.
All right.
And then I'm gonna try to attack it again. And that's gonna be a 19.
That will hit.
Alright, let's try this dice instead, maybe.
You are empty of thoughts. It is disgusting to me, and you will be purged.
I haven't thought about kicking your ass. It's 8 damage.
I thought about my best friend Tanori. That's my one thought.
Who is this Kanari? That's all you
That's
think
my
about.
best friend. It's my best friend.
So once Moxie is all done, it is up to Vrexel.
And then I'm gonna just kind of like jump over this thing and move behind it because I still had some more movement speed from the dash.
All right, bet. Do you jump on the piano? The organ?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, she's like in between it. Some like keys go brrr. Yeah.
Jacob
I would
likes
like
the
to use my action to
Jacob
do a
likes
bit from the Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, right.
Does that make me Christine?
Holder suddenly has a white mask over half of its face.
Oh god, no!
Fraxel's gonna move up and go over there. And oh, what the heck? Let's try and fairy fire this guy. That's a dex save, DC 17.
All right. Well, it's not known for being dexterous,
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
so it has a +0, and it rolled a 16.
Hey!
So it is now lit up with that fairy fire.
Nice.
It's now glowing with this sparkly radiance around it.
Oh yeah.
I am beautiful and intelligent.
I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Oh, no.
Boo!
Everyone take 2d4 psychic damage
Okay.
from that pun, not from the beholder.
Just from
He's got
Moxie's
pun
terrible
deflection
pun.
Your
anytime he hears a
character's
pun.
taking
He just...
It's not that your character's taking it; it's everyone.
Ah.
Ouch.
So he continues just constantly telepathically. Oh, technically he can't speak, but this one's gonna speak. The monster stats block says he can't speak, but this one, I'm on my path to reemergence as a full beholder, away from the grasps of death, out of my way.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Frexel, did you want to do a bonus action or anything?
No, I'm good for now.
All right, that means we're down to Umbrin.
Talk a big game about psychic damage, but let's see if you're actually resistant. I'm gonna throw out Tasha's mind weapon. Wrap up all his eye stalks. Make his eyes dance like a little puppet. DC 16. Intelligence save. Is that it? Yes, it's it.
All right. He rolled a 15.
Aha! that's under my thing. Remember, he's gonna take 15 points of psychic damage. And I'm also going to use my Shadowfell Shard. I'm going to technically extend it, but I am going to curse him. So he has disadvantage on his next wisdom saving throw.
All right.
Kanari is going to do something wisdom-y.
So once your turn is done, it is now Brayna's turn.
Brina is running up to here and raging, rawr, and whatnot. And then it got fairy fired, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, she's gonna huck 2 javelins.
Yeah.
Does 18 hit?
The 18 does hit.
Okay, I'm gonna roll the other one too.
This is definitely a modified beholder zombie. Because
so then
beholder
a
zombies
25 will
apparently have
definitely
a
hit as well.
-4 intelligence. No. But this one is on a pursuit to regain everything it had at once.
Okay, so the second hit was a 25, so that hits. So the 2 javelins are now just sticking out of the sides of its head for 17 points of damage.
17 points of damage. Dang.
I'll be needing those back, so don't wreck them, please.
I make no guarantees.
That's my turn.
All right. Once you are done, it is now Kanari.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go, 5, 10, 30. I'm gonna go right there. Well, as an action, I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead. So I need a
Alright.
wisdom saving throw.
And he has disadvantage,
Mm-hmm.
and he's already taking damage.
Yep.
Okay, Bazzombie, what you got for me? He fails.
Woohoo!
I'm
So
gonna have
that's
to roll twice. The first one was a 7.
2d12.
No more.
Oh, that one's cocked. Hey, 15 points in necrotic damage.
Woo!
Necrotic.
Then bonus action.
It actually doesn't appear to be resistant to it. You notice. Does
Good.
not.
2? No. Yeah, and then I'm gonna use Spiritual Weapon.
Bonus
I'm gonna
action.
cast it, yeah, as a bonus action. Which do I want it? Yeah, I'll
Oh
do
no,
it in a
Moxie,
second.
you're 35 feet away from me.
Here, it is now on the map, and you can move it wherever you would like.
Sweet. And then this attack would have advantage on it because of the fairy fire, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'll just put it there. Why not? Unless Brayna wants to get up close and personal too. She can still.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna put it on top of. I'm gonna put it next to the candelabra
All right.
on that side, and I'm just gonna take a whack at it.
Advantage pan attack.
Ah! That's a natural 20.
Oh!
What is that? A 2d8, right? Yeah,
Yes.
Of course. Wait.
Did you do it at
No.
3rd level?
No, I did it at second level.
Oh, okay. 1d8.
1d8 and then double it. Yep.
1d8 plus your spell modifier, and then double it all. That was a good laugh. That's an 8, isn't it?
Uh-huh. How does 24 force damage sound, Dev?
That's a lot of damage.
God, what did I roll for? I had 15 necrotic, and then 24 force.
That's a lot. That was 39 points of damage in one turn.
Kanar just goes.
Get him, baby. How dare he insult you in your mind link?
Exactly. Kanar's
He
still mind
deserves
link with
it.
this thing. She's just like yelling at it as she's like throwing spells left and right. Just like,
No,
Who's the
no,
dumb
no.
bitch now?
no.
I am going
Go to
to
sleep.
make an intelligence check to determine if it knows who the biggest threat is. And at the moment, one of his eye stalks turns and looks between all of you, all till it settles on Frexel. Frexel, first, roll me a d4 so that we can make a random eye ray at you.
Okay.
Everything is thrown at their best things with this, and it's all like that
That
kid
is a
who threw
one.
sparkles at me.
All
That's
right.
the guy.
He is presenting an advantageous situation for the rest of them. Must eliminate. He says this out loud. DC 15 Constitution saving throw from Vexel.
All right. Let me just check one thing. That's gonna be a 23.
You succeed. No damage. You feel as though your body was about to like bind up and like not be able to like move, but you resist it.
Nice.
Like, no, you hit a button or something, and I don't know.
Something.
And then it is going to make a second eyeball attack at
No,
Brandon.
it's not.
Oh no, it can't because of the mind whip. You're right. And then it is now back to the top of the order. That was only round 1, everybody.
More punching.
It is almost bloodied.
That's gonna be.
Make his little eye stalks dance, and I think it's funny.
21.
21 hits.
And that's 10 damage. And then
10
we're gonna
damage.
attack again.
Ah,
For.
now he's bloodied.
Oh, jeez. I can math. It's just one below what I just said. 20.
Yep, that hits.
That's only 7 damage. And then I'll go ahead and Fury of Blows it. That's a 19.
19 will hit.
That's 8 damage. And that's a natural 20.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
I don't think this guy's gonna make it past round 2.
so that's 9 doubles, which would be 18 damage.
9 doubled, 18.
And that's all I have. I don't have anything turned on, so that's
All right.
just regular
Once you
punch and
declare your
damage.
turn done, then it is Rexel's turn.
Rexel's going to. Yeah, it's still lit up, so just kind of poke his head out and go. You know, half of being smart is knowing all the ways that you're dumb, and you're really dumb. And it's going to launch 2 lightning launchers at it.
Hells yeah. Advantage. Both of them. The first one, you get to add that extra.
That's 19 to hit on the first one.
Yeah.
And 18 to hit on the second one.
Yep, both hit.
Adding.
No. Stop it.
10, 20, that's going to be a total of 23 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Lightning damage.
Oof.
And once your turn is done, it's Umbrin's turn.
Umbrin is going to bonus action dash forward with his second level of rogue, and as he does, I like to imagine that he does one of those like cool back rolls over Brenna, where she like leans down a bit and he just like rolls over the top.
She's ready for it.
Yeah, gets right up in there and is going to pull out the frost dagger and is going to green flame blade frost dagger combo
Advantage.
with advantage. I'm assuming that a 23 will hit.
Yes.
And this gets sneak attack, so it's 2d4 plus the 1d8 from the fire. So 6. That's 14 points of damage.
Right.
Right in his big old dumb eyeball.
His eyeball is just like swirling around now, just like black goop oozing out of it, since it doesn't have any blood or anything. Since it's a zombie, it's just like sludge just running down its bare eyeball.
It's so sad to see something so stupid.
And if that is the end of your turn, it is now Braina's turn.
Okay.
The javelins are still sticking out of it too.
Yeah, Brain is going to run up and say, something about you're dumb, and whack him with a hammer.
Really getting him.
Yo. 22 to hit for the first one.
That will hit.
2 plus 6 is 8 plus another 2 is 10 points of damage on the first attack.
All right. It starts to fall, and then its undead fortitude kicks in.
That's fine. I don't think
And so that was 10, DC 5, so the DC is 15. And it fails. Because
Brain's gonna whack it again anyways.
She's just whacking it now.
Crunching down before it gets back into this small little glowing sphere. And with a flash, I need Moxie, Umbrin, and Braina to all make... I need Moxie, Umbrin, and Braina to all roll me a d4 and tell me what you get.
Oh.
As it's dying, it's releasing one final flare.
The 1.
A 3.
2? All right. So, Umbrin, make me a Constitution saving throw of 15. Braina, make me a Constitution saving throw of 15. And then Moxie, make me a Constitution saving throw. Oh, Braina is Wisdom. Moxie, Constitution of 15. None of you rolled a 4, which was
God damn it.
a disintegration ray.
Thank goodness.
Umbrin, you seize up and you are paralyzed for 1 minute. You can repeat the save at the end of each of your saving throws.
I rolled a 4.
Braina also failed. You become frightened of this orb for 1 minute. And the orb is still there. It's like floating. You can kind of see like the image of this beholder's spirit inside swirling around. And then
okay, yeah, go ahead.
Moxie, you will take 8d8 necrotic damage.
Jeez.
This
Fine.
is a very different damage type. But I believe Braina can still negate some of it, so.
Well, and
Yeah.
I'm resistant to necrotic damage, so
Yeah. So you're the good.
Oh.
when you said necrotic, I was like, okay, it's not that bad.
18 plus 20.
What is a battle in which Moxie doesn't fall? Is it truly a battle at all?
18 plus
No.
19, so that's 37 necrotic damage, halved to 18.
Minus 3. I'm
Minus
helpful.
3! So 15.
Okay,
Ooh.
that's fine. That's plenty of damage.
And you
no
hear
big
it
deal.
yelling from inside this little orb. I will
And that,
kill all of you, I don't care!
as that happens, Braina's just slowly walking backwards.
You're just entirely afraid of it. Umbrin is paralyzed, unable to move, just like still has the dagger, kind of like as if Umbrin was stabbing into the eyeball still. However,
Are we still in initiative order?
yes.
Okay.
So Umbrin just went. Braina just went.
Yes, so
Mhm.
Braina, let's see, she moved 5, 10, 15, 20, so she's 5, 10, 15, 20 feet backwards as the thing falls to the ground, and that's the end of her turn.
And now, Moxie, it's your turn.
Oh, what about Kanari?
Oh, Kanari, it's your turn. Kanari already
I got
did
you,
enough
Best Red.
damage for 2 turns. So I'm just gonna skip it this time. Braina, you can repeat the saving throw.
Oh, at the end of my turn? Okay.
Yep.
Wisdom, you said?
Yep.
That's a... Oh, shoot, I turned my... Switch tabs. 16?
You are no longer afraid.
Oh, whoa! I don't like that. Wait, smack it! Smack it!
Your spiritual weapon is still there.
Yeah. It's still like the glowing orb is still there.
Yeah. It appears as though like the spirit of this beholder is inside.
Do we need to hit it with psychic damage, people?
I mean, an orb, the beholder, and it could go for a lot of money.
Hey, and the Bagman can have there, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm paralyzed. I can't talk.
Are we smashing?
Hey, Kanara, what you doing?
Batter up. It's still got the
Get
fairy
it?
fire on it,
Batter
right?
up because it's a frying pan.
Technically, yeah.
Yay, more fun.
2d4 more psychic damage to all of you.
Ow. I'll roll that first.
That's
ow.
5. It's fine. I can handle that. I have pun damage resistance, so it's not a big deal.
Dad joke
it's
resistance.
a 23 to hit. I mean, can I just like alley-oop up to Brayna or whatever, or actually Moxie's next in the initiative order, isn't she?
Yeah.
After me, I'll lob it up to Moxie.
So
it takes...
your frying pan scoops underneath it and then flips it like a flapjack.
Yep.
Goes bung, and it goes up, kind of like when you're in T-ball or something, and they just like lob it up for you.
We don't remember T-ball,
I mean,
yeah?
you hit it off of the teeth, so I mean...
Cracks start forming around the exterior of the sphere. No, now!
How much damage did you do?
I dealt 9 points of force damage.
You technically get to add that to your stats. And
I'm writing it down.
that's your bonus action. Anything you want to do as your action?
I have a first level. Why not? Guiding bolt.
All right, go ahead.
This is overkill at this point, but why not?
You lob the orb up for yourself instead of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you roll the 1, you're gonna
Still-
hit Moxie. Just
Still at advantage, right? Because
Yes.
fairy fire. Oh my god.
Thank goodness. Unless you roll 2
Ridiculous.
1s.
That would be my luck, wouldn't it?
You're
No,
right.
I got a 22.
all right. So you cast the frying pan up, and the guiding bolt shoots out, finding its mark on the orb, and the orb just shatters, and you hear this beholder's spirit scream, "No!" like Darth Vader at the end of episode 3, and you see the smoky entrails of this thing just start falling apart, and just fades into non-existence. You have
That was
destroyed the spirit of this beholder, and the orb is no longer there, even though it's on the map. Ignore the orb.
Does the place still feel
was-
like kind of cursed?
And as soon as that's a good question. As soon as that happens, it's almost as though like a breath of fresh air just washes all over you. The air gets just like a little less heavy, and like you feel like you can take deeper breaths, and it feels as though the plants in this hall, in this temple, chapel, whatever, are already becoming greener, doing the opposite of wilting, whatever that is.
Thriving, flourishing.
Thriving, flourishing, blooming flowers. Things begin to become greener outside. Even though it's dark, you can kind of like notice that the trees are like becoming fuller, and it appears as though the holiness of Eldath is still spreading. And Moxie, while all this is happening, your eyes are drawn to this book that's on the altar. You feel connected to it somehow.
Yeah, Moxie will definitely kind of go up and start like flipping through it a little bit.
You flip through it, and there's a page that you land on with silver writing on a parchment, and it almost glows as you look at it. No one else is seeing this, but you feel this deep connection, and it says, "The Path of Peace."
She's just gonna kind of keep reading that page, I guess, right? Like, is it just that one line, or?
It's a title, and then there's
Okay.
more information of like the way of Eldath and her followers, how to be a disciple, how to commit
Mhm.
yourself, and how this allows you to connect more deeply to both your own sense of self and the sense of others around you.
Moxie will go ahead and kind of like take the book and kind of walk around the desk while she's still reading it to do the Hand of Healing to unparalyze Umbrin.
Oh.
Unless Frexel was going to do something.
Oh, sorry.
Frexel was gonna, while you were doing that, since it's a little less of a spend, we'll try and start writing some glyphs in the air and use the Artificer's Hotfix to try and fix Umbrin first.
Okay.
So that I make an intelligence saving throw, or not a saving throw, it's a tools check? I forgot how we lined this up.
I think it was an intelligence check against whatever the DC of the spell save was.
So that's a 23.
Umbrin, suddenly these glyphs shoot out, wrap around you, swirl, and then go into like your joints, and suddenly you feel freed from this paralyzed restriction.
Amazing. Thought I was going to be stuck like that forever.
Oil can.
Snack the DM.
I think take 2d4 force damage.
Yeah, no, you take 2d4.
I think Brina is, once everything seems to have gotten better, would remember that the ghosts said that they'd be set free, but they have a prize for us if we do that. So she's gonna run out and see if anyone's left us anything.
As you step out of the doors, you see that almost the entire town is there to greet you, of these blue ghostly spirits. And they're doing a silent applause. Like, their hands aren't actually hitting each other, so there's no sound.
She walks out, she'll be like, oh, hello, did
You've
you do
done
the
it!
thing?
You freed us!
Cool. So what does that mean?
It
For
means
you,
now
for us?
we can pass on into the great wilds beyond.
Cool. Could
There's like a the person that you spoke to earlier stepping forward.
Yeah. Could you, as you're going, if you see a dwarf that looks kind of like me, except for guy, could you tell him I'm looking for him?
All right, that's very specific request, but sure.
I'm getting real sick of this old ghost guy and his sass. After we just freed him, and he's like, I guess we can look for your brother.
He's more like matter of fact. He's like, that doesn't make sense in my mind, but sure.
Hey, can you find me a ghost? Like, doesn't make sense, this ghost map? Whatever, get out of here.
Yeah, we did what we could, and we gathered this for you. And they sort of move apart a little bit, and then you see a little bottle that appears to be an ocean with beads of cloudy gray oil sort of forming on the outside of this vapor.
Bottle? That's an ocean?
No. Beads of this cloudy gray oil form on the outside of its container and quickly evaporate. It seems to be almost as if they took like the essence of their ghostliness and put it into this bottle.
Oh, well, that's fun. What does it do?
It's all that we could do. It's the essence of our ethereal selves in an oil form.
Okay, I'm not 100% sure what that means, but that's cool.
Now, we bid you farewell. And they just
okay,
start
bye.
rising up into the air, slowly dissipating as they go.
Cool. Brino
And
grab
suddenly
grab
the town falls silent once again.
Brino will grab the vial and go back in the church. Hey guys, the ghost gave us this thing. Something about etherealness. I don't know.
That could be useful for Umbrin.
Okay.
As the most experienced potions master here, I will take it.
There you go.
And you have found yourselves in a temple for the night.
We did it.
Hey. No challenge door in sight. A little concerning.
I mean, not all of them are going to be challenge doors, right?
No, the whole point of them was they were challenge doors.
I thought the whole point was that they were just consecrated ground.
Was
Yeah,
this
but
itself
that's-
not a challenge?
No. No, it wasn't. It's baby hour all the time here on the Dungeon Sphere.
Damn.
Join us next week for the TPK.
We're dead. Finally, it's like I'm gonna do it this week. This is the week. They're all dead.
Oh,
He's not going to.
I think as they are settling in, I think Kanari would mutter, do a couple of prayers or whatever, kind of feeling that the place is settling. And I think she'd eventually, as they're getting ready for the night, and she has food on, whatever is cooking, she'll look over at Brain and say, did you want to talk about Andrew?
Yeah. I asked the ghost to, if they see him, to tell him I'm looking for him.
Right. Your wish is to bring him back, right?
Yeah.
I think what happened with... I don't even know where to start with this. Based on what I've seen with curses, and curse magic specifically, there are... You said he fell ill for some reason, right? And you couldn't figure out what it was.
He just got sick and he just didn't get better. It was weird.
Yeah. I think... You remember how that ghost cursed you?
Yeah.
I think Andrew was cursed by someone or something. And
you mean someone did that on
type of-
purpose?
potentially, or just at random. Curses by nature have an inherent targeting effect. It would, unless it's some sort of demon or something from just a plane of chaos, it would have to be pretty specific. And before we can bring your brother back, we have to break that curse. It's the type of curse that lasts beyond a life.
Huh. Feel like Andrew's gonna have company as soon as I figure out who done that.
And Kanari just takes a little bit of salt or saffron from the spice pouch and just puts it in and pours a bowl for Brayna. Just hands it to her, just yeah, and I'll start researching how to break that curse, whatever it is.
Brayna's very quiet for the rest of the night.
While the ladies chatted about this, Umbrin looked into the Potion of Etherealness, which means I read about it in the book. And he's going to go over to Brayna. If your brother truly is on the ethereal plane where all ghosts live, and you need to see him, you will need this to get there. You'll only have an hour to be there, which isn't much time. But when the time comes, you will have it when it's necessary. And he will hand her the bottle of Etherealness.
This will let me see him?
We'll let you talk to him, to find him, to explain, to be there for him. When you feel ready.
And I said, Brayna's she's still processing.
Feel free to move your tokens around this temple if you want to help establish scenes, if you will. I think Moxie already did that. Just chilling in one of the pews. So Moxie, what are you doing in that pew?
She's still reading the book a little bit.
Kanari, you notice that Moxie's oddly quiet. The most quiet for the longest she's ever been. When she's not
planning a
eating.
crime.
When she's not eating, yes. Or pooping.
She's pretty loud when she does that.
You pooping? Kanari mind links to do the Jester you pooping bit with
I do have sending prepared, and I have 1/3 level left. So, no, I think Kanari would pour a bowl of stew and kind of distribute it to everybody, and then take hers over by Moxie and sit down next to her and be like, "So, what you got?"
So,
Oh, I found this book on the thing, the one that the beholder was reading, and it kind of like, I don't know, felt like I needed to take it. And then this page, and she like kind of points to like the page about the like path of peace. It was like glowing. I don't think anyone else saw it or noticed it.
not
but
glowing for Kanari.
it's glowing, and so I thought maybe I would need. Yeah.
Melissa's power went out.
Yeah.
Oh no! Ryan
Oh,
still has
boy.
power, I suppose. I think. Otherwise, Zoom would have closed.
Yeah.
But so we'll give it a few minutes just in case. But go ahead with this scene.
We don't need Brenna for this scene. It's fine.
She's eaten and contemplating over yonder.
Why it looks frozen to me.
Oh no. We're
Well-
losing everyone power.
So the
Oh,
Three
no.
Musketeers.
Oh no, we can't.
We need to have like a D&D
And you'll
campaign,
probably be right back.
a D&D campaign, but like people actually disappearing from the Zoom call. Like, oh god.
It's like have you ever watched that Russian roulette game show way back in the day where you have to answer questions? If you get one wrong, they just like open up a hole underneath you and you just fall.
No. That sounds terrifying.
Is that no
I-
whammies?
No. It was called Russian roulette. It was like I was
Oh.
obsessed with it when I was a kid. But yeah, I want to do that with like D&D. Like as soon as you die, it's like the most difficult session ever, and as soon as you die, you just leave.
Disappear.
Then you join the chat as an audience.
There's no coming back.
There I am. Okay.
There you are.
Yeah.
We're like, everyone's
Kanari, we
dying.
needed you for the scene.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Please. I know.
Okay. The scene, Path of Peace, it's not glowing for you.
Not glowing for me.
Oh.
Okay.
Huh.
Is the text still there though?
Yeah, the text is there, it's just glowing.
Mm-hmm. Did I? In my experience, like Holy Tomes of Celestian, did they glow for me, or anything like related to Twilight or anything like that?
You know what? Roll me an intelligence check made to just remember something from your childhood.
History or just?
You can use religion for it,
Okay.
since it's tied to religion.
I think they're the same in D&D Beyond for me. Yeah, they are. Okay. I'll guide myself because I can. That's nice. Also nice. Plus more nice. That's 25.
You remember way back when you were just a wee lass, your first encounter with something of Celestia. You remember glowing, something drawing you out, something calling to you that made you want to forge this bond with your deity.
Well, you
Oh no.
You
You what, Kadari?
You what?
We'll be back right after this commercial break.
So if anyone's watching, I published, well, put a Kickstarter up for a book, and so go buy it. I mean, go get it. Go pledge. Actually, you don't have to. There's only 5 people in the chat, so no one's
Aw.
watching. But
I do think those 5 people are like us.
yeah, and your mom.
And my
Maybe.
mom. I don't know if my mom doesn't usually make it all the way through the episodes. She usually
I was gonna
falls
say I
asleep.
don't see her on my friends list anymore.
Yeah, she usually falls asleep
No.
about halfway through.
All right, what is
But she
Alliance
comes
saying?
for the beginning and
Just lost power, hopefully back soon. No, please, haha.
No, you're so hot. Don't lose power.
My Wi-Fi is out again.
No.
Oh no.
We can do a bit with Umbran.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can come back to this.
Yeah,
We can-
Umbran wanted to
discussion.
go pick up all the. Did the crystal shatter, or did it break, or?
it shattered. There's different. Oh look, he's back. There are different shards of this orb around, almost as though it was like a full crystal orb. It's not hollow on the inside.
Umbran would like to use his inhuman mechanical abilities to pick up every single shard and begin mending them back together.
You know what? Roll me an investigation check just to see if you are able to find every piece.
Very good. 18 plus investigation.
Oh, Vrexel's gonna help you.
I think Rex will
Oh,
help out and give you guidance.
oh, with the guidance. Okay, well that one was a 2, so we'll keep the 18. Investigation plus 5 plus 4, so that's
27.
27.
The DC was 20, so you find every single piece. And if anyone has mending, this is something that you can do with mending. Anyway, back to Kanari. What were you saying?
You
Hurry!
what?
Hurry!
You what? No, there's. If it's glowing for you, when I joined the faith, there was a text that glowed for me. It was a page on. It was silly. It was a children's book about, things that go bump in the night. And just. I don't know, it's a tale my parents always just told me, and it was just meant to be almost a lullaby. But as they started singing this lullaby, it was almost like I could see their words and the lyrics and song itself. Just, it's kind of the foundation of the Twilight Sanctuary that I have. I think Eldath is trying to tell you something. And if it's anything like what happened to me with Celestian, you might be joining me in the claw.
Moxie kind of like chuckles a little bit and is like, I mean, but like me?
Peace?
Me?
And you know what? That's where we're getting it for tonight. Just with Mox me like, me? You serious? Because yeah, too many internet issues, but you know what, this is a good ending point anyway. So for those who are tuning in or watching this later, we do have a show on Fridays called After the Fall, but we, Dungeon Sphere, will actually be switching to a new channel in the coming months. In the next couple months, 1 or 2, we will be switching over to Dungeon Pop. So if you are watching this in the future, go subscribe and follow to Dungeon Pop. If you're watching this right now, make sure you've done that, because that's where we're gonna be. And we're gonna be switching to Wednesday nights once we do make that switch. We could actually switch to Wednesday nights right now, I think, but we'll just give it a little bit to make the transition easy. There's still some stuff that we gotta put together. So, apart from that, everyone support Melissa. You can find Melissa on social media, and all of us on social media. And Melissa's, I think, right now is Braina3 or something. Braina3. Yeah, I think it's just that. Yep. So everyone wish Braina luck. Good luck. And lots of positive energy, positive vibes. And we also, there's just a lot of messages happening. I'm like, am I missing anything? Ryan, is there anything else that I should add? Oh, he just added nope. Okay, well, that's it for tonight. Bye, everyone.